Staff scheduling, a key foundation for resource planning in Rillsoft Project, including staffing, is a central resource pool containing all relevant company resources. We open a sample project in which professional roles are already assigned to tasks. Negative values with a red background in the balance column indicate that specific individuals have not yet been assigned. Rillsoft Project offers several options for assigning staff to project tasks, for example, through the Gantt chart, through the employee resource view, through the employee capacity view. Let's start with the Gantt chart. We select the construction mechanics task. At the bottom of the task properties window, we select the employee tab. In the left table, the professional roles assigned to the task are listed, such as the designer mechanic role with an effort of 32 person-hours. The middle table shows us not all employees from our resource pool, but only those who can take on the assigned role of designer mechanic. If we remove the mark for the designer mechanic role, all employees from the resource pool are displayed in the middle table. However, we need someone with the qualification of designer mechanic for the task and mark the role again. Further, the temporal availability of personnel resources is checked on two criteria. The on-call column indicates whether an employee, due to his time off such as vacation, is available for the task construction mechanics. For example, Mr. Diligent has a readiness of 75%. And when we place the cursor on the red highlighted field, we see that Mr. Diligent has a day off on May 10th. The availability column informs us whether an employee is already scheduled for other concurrent activities of the project or not. The selected personnel resources can be assigned directly to the task by double-clicking from the list. After the assignment, an employee appears in the right table of assigned employees. After confirmation, the task in our example is postponed by 1 day. This happens because we have selected a capacity-oriented planning for the project. If we first undo our staff assignment using the undo command and set a due date-oriented planning, the task will not be postponed even if there is a lack of readiness or availability of the employee after the assignment. Instead, Rillsoft Project calculates the missing personnel effort and displays it as negative effort, as shown in the table and in the properties window. We switch back to capacity-oriented planning, remove the negative effort column from the table, and continue the assignment of employees. We assign Mr. Black to the task Construction Electrics in the role of Designer Electrical. We select the Manufacturing Mechanics task and assign Mr. Diligent as a Designer Mechanic. Immediately after the assignment, Rillsoft Project changes the filter to the next uncovered role of Installer, Mechanic, and shows suitable personnel. We assign Mr. White and Mr. Tidy. Where a role-planned effort has been covered with personnel, the balance field shows 0. Now we switch to the employee capacity view to continue the staff scheduling. Through a green background and bold numbers in the capacity view, we can see where employees are already scheduled. We focus on the software developer role. Mr. Whiteman is fully available to us here, with a readiness and availability of 100%. In the Personnel Properties window at the bottom on the Activities tab, we mark the analysis and construction software tasks. However, Mr. Whiteman is not willing to take on the task of software since his availability is 0. To graphically show the possible tasks for the employee on the calendar scale, we select the Activity Chart option in the Register Human Resource Capacity Planning format in the Show block. We can start the software task on another day. Rillsoft shows us the possible time leeway through the period option. So, we move the taskbar 3 days forward to resolve the conflict and now assign Mr. Whiteman to the software task. Another option for assigning personnel resources to tasks is offered by the Employee Resource view. By default, the dialog window lists the personnel resources already scheduled in the project. However, we want all employees from the resource pool to appear in the list. To do this, we click on the Start Edit Filter menu item and uncheck the option Only Already Planned Resources to choose from offer. From the table, it is apparent that some employees, such as Mr. Sampleman, Mr. Blackman, and Mr. Reliable, are not yet fully utilized in the project. By clicking Start Outline Show Detail, we can display the tasks assigned to the employees. If we click on an employee's name in the table, we can mark the tasks at the bottom in the Activities tab that might be suitable for the employee due to his professional qualifications. For example, we can assign Mr. Blackman to the Manufacturing Electrics task. We return to the Gantt chart. The balance column allows us to recognize the remaining personnel needs. The yellow background indicates that a task has only been partially assigned personnel resources. For example, we still need a project manager with a workload of 24 person-hours for the analysis process. Mr. Sampleman meets these requirements. Further steps include selecting and assigning employees to other tasks such as assigning Mr. Black to Manufacturing Electrics, Mr. White and Tidy to Installation Mechanics, and Mr. Reliable to Installation Electrics. Then we switch to the Employee Resource view and display various presentation variants. The Start Outline Structure menu item provides us with numerous utilization views related to roles, teams, or projects or subprojects. For example, on Role Employee or Project Employee. The Employee Usage Format Register offers us additional options. Thus, we can display the personnel utilization percentage-wise and immediately see whether an employee is 100% utilized or if there are free capacities. The Employee Resource view also allows for an evaluation of assigned employees, the required personnel effort, for example, daily or weekly, as well as the affiliation to teams, or the assigned roles considered.